President Trump's major announcement today, being watched all over the world, pulling the U.S. out of the Iran nuclear deal and imposing tough new sanctions on Iran instead. The president, in a speech seen here in the U.S. and carried live in Iran, calling the deal disastrous. America's allies had urged the president not to do this. They are reacting tonight, and so is Iran, already with a new threat. ABC's chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl leading us off.
Defying our allies and keeping a campaign promise, President Trump is taking the United States out of the Iran nuclear deal.
The fact is, this was a horrible, one-sided deal that should have never, ever been made. It didn't bring calm, it didn't bring peace, and it never will.
This is no half measure. The president declared he is reimposing sanctions waived as part of the deal, all of them.
America will not be held hostage to nuclear blackmail.
Under the Iran nuclear deal, Iran agreed to shut down its production of weapons-grade uranium and allowed regular inspections by the International Atomic Energy Agency, which says Iran has stuck by its side of the deal. But the president says it falls short, that it doesn't prevent Iran from supporting terrorism or building up its missile program.
At the heart of the Iran deal was a giant fiction that a murderous regime desired only a peaceful nuclear energy program.
Anguished by today's decision, former President Obama. The Iran deal, his chief foreign policy accomplishment. Today, in a statement, he warns the United States could eventually be left with a losing choice between a nuclear-armed Iran or another war in the Middle East. And tonight, from Iran's president, an ominous threat. Hassan Rouhani announcing he has ordered Iran scientists to prepare to start enriching uranium again if necessary. When I recently asked the president about that prospect, he answered with a threat of his own.
But the Iranians say they'll restart their nuclear program if the deal
We'll find out. You'll find out about that.
Are you concerned about that?
It won't be so easy for them to restart.
Mr. President, are you...
They're not going to be restarting anything. They restart it, they're going to have big problems, bigger than they've ever had before.
Today, the president cast his actions on Iran as a message to North Korea.
The United States no longer makes empty threats. When I make promises, I keep them.
The president announced Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is in North Korea again tonight, laying the groundwork for the much-anticipated nuclear summit with Kim Jong-un.
A lot happening at once. John Karl with us live from the White House tonight. And John, Iran had agreed to those robust nuclear inspections. International inspectors found that Iran was in compliance with the deal, and the president's still pulling out today. Now North Korea on the agenda. How's the president going to convince North Korea to agree to even the same level of inspections Iran was already allowing?
David, that may be the single most important unanswered question as the president goes into his meeting with Kim Jong-un. After all, North Korea already has nuclear weapons, and it is the most isolated, secretive nation on Earth.
John Karl leading us off tonight. John, thank you. American allies had urged the president not to do this, to stay in the deal. Our chief foreign correspondent, Terry Moran, live in London tonight. And Terry, our allies already responding tonight?
That's right, David. They are dismayed and bewildered right now. You saw the European leaders, President Macron of France, getting the red carpet treatment at the White House. Chancellor Merkel of Germany meeting with President Trump, trying to change his mind because they and every other country that signed this deal think this deal is working. They say it's put Iran's nuclear program in handcuffs, and it's been inspected, and it should continue. There's also a sense of loss almost, that as they go forward trying to forge their own deal, America under President Trump isn't a reliable partner in these big international agreements like this or NAFTA or the Paris Climate Accords. And their big fear that what he really means by a solution to the problem is regime change in Tehran, and that could make the whole Middle East a much more dangerous place.
And Terry, one more question while we have you. Viewers will remember our trip to Iran. We witnessed the sanctions, the crippling effect on the Iranian people before this nuclear deal was even negotiated. It was just days before the negotiations began, in fact. The crowds waiting for medicine, cancer treatment. We heard President Trump today telling the Iranian people, the people of America stand with you. But how is this decision being received on the streets of Tehran tonight?
Anger and defiance, David. They do not believe that claim. Social media in Iran just lit up with a lot of anti-American tweets. That's no surprise, saying that America's arrogant and can't be trusted. But a lot of tweets on those issues you just mentioned. People concerned about the life-saving medications that they or their parents get. People worried about hardliners in Iran cracking down even harsher than they have before, and that fear of war. David?
Terry Moran with us tonight on this as well. Terry, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.